Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. On SmackDown, Rhea Ripley and Paul Heyman did the unthinkable when they shook hands and seemingly formed an alliance between the Bloodline and the Judgment Day. While things did not end well for both factions, this development could lead to a massive swerve. Before Ripley and Heyman could shake hands, she asked him to acknowledge her. While the veteran manager is known to dismiss such antics with his humor, for the first time, the wise man looked serious, as if he was impressed with the Women's World Champion's boldness. While he got the alliance authorized by Roman Reigns, this bond could cause Heyman to betray Reigns and manage Rhea Ripley. Since the wise man has never managed a woman, if this happens, the Eradicator would make history by becoming the first ever Paul Heyman girl. Even though the angle is speculative, it is hard to deny that Heyman seemed impressed with Rhea Ripley. If they join forces, it will be worth seeing the progress the Aussie makes in her career as a single star. After spending 35+ years in pro wrestling, Heyman has become one of the most successful managers ever. Under his mentorship, several superstars have flourished, Roman Reigns being the latest example. The wise man's success has led to many superstars wanting him in their corner. One such superstar who wanted to be managed by Heyman was Saraya Page. During an interview on Superstar Crossover, the former WWE superstar said, "Based on Saraya's statements, one could only imagine the feat Rhea Ripley would achieve if she convinced Heyman to manage her. In the coming weeks on SmackDown, it will be interesting to see if he stays loyal to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, or switches sides to walk with Ripley." In the chaotic world of WWE, few things shock the audience anymore. Fans have witnessed betrayals, faction wars, and unforeseen alliances that redefine the very foundation of the company. But could we be on the verge of one of the most groundbreaking swerves in WWE history? What if Rhea Ripley and Paul Heyman, two of WWE's most influential and strategic minds, joined forces in an unthinkable power play that would shift the balance of WWE forever? At first glance, the idea of Rhea Ripley and Paul Heyman working together seems bizarre. Heyman has long been associated with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, while Ripley has been the backbone of the Judgment Day alongside Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. Their worlds have barely collided outside of Survivor Series and occasional run-ins on Raw and SmackDown. But in WWE, power is everything. And if history has shown us anything, it's that alliances aren't built on friendship, they're built on strategy. So what could possibly bring them together? As of late, the Bloodline has been weaker than ever. The once unstoppable faction has seen internal strife, betrayals, and growing threats from outside forces. Jey Uso defected to Raw. Jimmy Uso's loyalty has wavered. Solo Sikoa has been stepping into a leadership role, seemingly acting under the guidance of Paul Heyman, but there are whispers that Solo may not be following Roman Reigns' orders entirely. And with Jacob Fatu reportedly on WWE's radar, the Bloodline could be preparing for an internal shift, a restructuring of power within the faction. But is that power shift only within the Bloodline, or could Heyman be planning something even bigger? Heyman is a mastermind, always looking 10 steps ahead. If he sees the Bloodline crumbling, would he dare pivot toward an entirely new faction? Would he seek out a new dominant force to back? Enter Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has quietly been establishing herself as one of WWE's most dominant figures, not just in the women's division, but across the entire company. She is the de facto leader of the Judgment Day, making crucial decisions that affect the faction's trajectory. While Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio all play their roles, it's Ripley who commands attention and respect, even from adversaries. But here's the thing, the Judgment Day has peaked. They hold titles, but they've lacked true direction beyond maintaining power. Ripley has been the most protected member, and her dominance has left her without serious challengers. Their alliance with the Bloodline was temporary and shaky at best. If Ripley truly wants to cement herself as the most influential force in WWE, she needs a new level of strategy, guidance, and power. That's where Paul Heyman comes in. Imagine this scenario. 1. Heyman turns on the Bloodline. Paul Heyman senses the decline of the Bloodline and sees Solo Sikoa as unfit to lead the next generation. With Roman Reigns becoming more absent, Heyman abandons ship before it sinks, but instead of simply walking away, he makes a power play, aligning himself with someone who has the same level of dominance and ruthlessness as Roman Reigns once had. That person? Rhea Ripley. 2. Ripley takes control of a new era. Ripley, now backed by Heyman, becomes more than just Mammy of the Judgment Day. She becomes the new tribal chief in spirit. This wouldn't be about heritage, but about dominance, control, and manipulation. She would form a new superfaction, possibly absorbing remnants of the Bloodline and incorporating new talent. Heyman would handle the business side of things, ensuring Ripley's rule over WWE extends beyond the women's division. Ripley's new regime wouldn't just be about Judgment Day, it would be about reshaping WWE as a whole. 3. A shift in WWE's power dynamics. This move would shatter traditional WWE narratives. A woman being positioned as the most powerful force in WWE, influencing both the men's and women's divisions. Heyman moving from serving a generational dynasty, Reigns, Lesnar, to betting on an entirely different kind of power. The Judgment Day evolving from a faction of opportunists to a calculated empire. 1. Seeds of betrayal. Heyman starts acting distant from Solo Sikoa. Ripley and Heyman have subtle, off-the-cuff backstage interactions. The Judgment Day starts interfering in Bloodline affairs, seemingly at random. Roman Reigns finally returns, questioning Heyman's true loyalty. 2. The big reveal. A major match takes place, perhaps at SummerSlam or Survivor Series. The Bloodline, already on shaky ground, is set up by Heyman and Ripley. Ripley makes her move in the final moments of the match, solidifying her new alliance with Heyman by taking out Roman Reigns or Solo Sikoa. Heyman declares his loyalty to Ripley, and the Judgment Day fully absorbs pieces of the Bloodline. If WWE dares to pull this off, it could reshape the company's hierarchy in unprecedented ways. Ripley and Heyman together would represent something completely fresh, emerging of female dominance and cerebral strategy in a way that hasn't been seen before. It would also force Roman Reigns' hand. Would he return with a vengeance, or would he accept that his time has passed and let a new leader rise? This wouldn't just be another faction war, this would be a WWE coup. Could Rhea Ripley and Paul Heyman truly pull off the unthinkable? The answer is yes, but only if WWE is bold enough to take that risk. Heyman is a strategist unlike any other. Ripley is a force unlike any other. Together, they could redefine power in WWE history. Whether it leads to a complete takeover or an ultimate battle with a returning Roman Reigns, this swerve would create the most compelling story WWE has seen in years. Now the only question remains, will WWE dare to make history?